Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay. We from.
What's going on, gamblers around the world? It's the coach here, representing Brothers and Bets, and I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Marley Betts. Marley, how you feel?
What's going down? People feeling good, man. Had a great overall weekend last weekend. NFL and college, so shit, I'm feeling good. Let's hit it.
All right, and we also joined by the man who's back. He had a little case of COVID, like myself, but he's back and ready to go in action. Mr. Flat Top, how you doing?
Doing a lot better than I was last week, man. I'm ready to just, come out. Let's beat Vegas. I'm excited at some of the college games we got this week. It's a pretty good slate, so ready to do it with my peoples, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything special anybody want to talk about real quick? Recap of the weekend. I know we kind of went up and down. Me and Marley, we kind of went up and down last week. I know we didn't give out a lot of plays that we ended up taking. For instance, that Notre Dame, we was all over that Notre Dame, man.
Notre Dame money line. I don't know why we didn't cap that game last week. I don't know what happened, but we both.
Yeah.
We still gave out Arkansas money line. That was at plus 172. So we still did give a money line play on that. Fuck around and call SMU second half money line plus 200. Like I was hot Saturday, man. Like what else we call Michigan State? We gave that out. Hit that. Army easy money last week. We gave that out. So like it was a good week.
Western Michigan. That was another good one.
Easy money. So yeah, we was good last week though. I know we pressed on time, so I'm like trying to get to it too.
Yeah. No, it's all good. It's all good. I'm just sending out the tweets right now. So yeah, most definitely let's jump right into the mix. Give me 1 second.
It's a lot of good.
Yep, it is, and it starts off with this Thursday. We got Virginia taking on Miami. This line actually opened up in favor of Miami -5 right now, sitting at -5.5 as a consensus. There are some spots you can see it at 5. The total opened up at 65.5, and right now that line's at 62. A couple of quick extra factuals. Virginia Cavaliers at 2-2 on the year, 2-2 against the spread, while the Hurricanes are 2-2 on the year, and only 1-3 against the spread. Real quick, let's see about injury reports. I know De'Aaron King, he is out right now. Well, he's actually questionable for this game, but there's definitely a lot of injuries for both squads. UVA is coming off a loss, 37-17 at home on last Friday against Wake Forest, and Miami beat Central Connecticut 69-0. I know I had the ticketer on that game, and they were just scoring left and right. But just a couple of quick little extra facts. Virginia, they're 7-3 against the spread in the last 10 games, 6-3 straight up in the last 9 games, 6-2 against the spread in the last 8 games when playing against Miami, and 1-5 straight up in the last 6 games when playing against Miami. They're 0-8 straight up in the last 8 games on the road, and 0-5 straight up in the last 5 games when playing on the road against Miami. The Hurricanes are 1-5 against the spread in the last 6 games, 10-5 straight up in the last 15 games, 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games at home. But again, like I said, 5-0 straight up in the last 5 games against Virginia at home, and 5-1 straight up against the last 6 ACC opponents when playing at home. Miami Cavaliers Thursday night. Marley, what you think?
Look, I'm not that high on Miami, and I've said this ever since the Alabama game. I think Alabama stole their soul, took their spirit from that game. I think they had high expectations coming into the season, and I don't think they expected them to beat Alabama, but I know they didn't expect it to look like that. And I think ever since then, every time they played anybody worthy of competition, they either lost or barely got by. And for that reason, I'm taking Virginia. I like the quarterback, Brennan Armstrong. He's known for 1,705 yards. That's second in the NCAA. 13 touchdowns. That's tied for 6, and only 3 interceptions, which is tied for 7. It's QBR of 72, which is tied for 31st in the country, which is really good. We're talking all the quarterbacks. So I like Virginia's offense here. I think it'll be a back and forth game depending on the De'Aaron King play. If De'Aaron King play Miami, I probably think Miami will win, but I like Virginia plus the 5 here. Just too many points for a Miami team that I don't believe in. Honestly, it's a Thursday game. Anything can happen. Miami should be jumping because there's probably nothing going on a Thursday night. Got the home field advantage, but no De'Aaron King and a host of other injuries. I just think I like the points here with Virginia plus the 5.
All right, Flat Top, how you feel about this one?
I think Marley hit the nail on the head with that one. I think this is just an underachieving Miami team. Alabama kind of got them early, having them readjust their goals for the season.
Where he get 12?
Yeah, and I think that just the fact that Virginia is coming off that loss to Wake Forest and kind of at home, you want to get that taste out of your mouth as quickly as you can.
Yeah.
I think they're going to play angry. They're going to come into Miami, and the fact that Miami doesn't or potentially doesn't have De'Aaron King going into this week, I just like the 5 points going towards Virginia. Miami may squeak by, but I don't think they beat them by more than a field goal. So I'm taking the points, Virginia.
Yeah, as far as myself, I don't have a play on this one, but if I was to make a lean, if King was playing, I would definitely take Miami. I don't know. It's kind of tough. But I do know one thing. Virginia's defense can't stop a cold. They can't stop the run.
No,
and if Miami tries to run that ball on them, I think they will have success. The only issue with that is Miami lost 2 of their studs in the beginning of the year for different reasons.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to stay off of this one. If King is playing and he's suited up, then I might lean towards Miami. I just, that Virginia defense, they just.
Yeah, Virginia defense is awful, but they can score with anybody in the country.
Man, I don't know, man. They didn't look too impressive against Wake Forest. Now, the question is Wake Forest that good or what?
Boys is underestimating Wake Forest. Wake Forest is good. I watched them
Wake
last
Forest
year.
Is
Wake
good.
Forest is good. I watched them last year, dog. They're good. And niggas and boys just see Wake Forest and think, oh, Wake Forest, they not good. Wake Forest fucking good.
Well, that's definitely not what I'm thinking. I followed them. I made money off them several different times last year, but I'm just, for Virginia to drop that game, the way they dropped that game at home, had no answer on defense.
Right.
That definitely scared.
Loss, but I think just like everybody else did, I think boys is underestimating how good Wake Forest is, and I think
that is true. And that's the question: is Wake Forest really that good, or what?
Facts.
But yeah, it'll be a lean for me. I'll kind of stay off for Thursday and get ready for Friday night because we actually got some good games on Friday night.
On Friday, yes, sir. And
let's start off with Iowa, number 5 in the country, taking on Maryland. Iowa's opened up as a -3 point favorite. Right now they're at 3.5 and expect that line to continue to jump. While the total opened up at 46.5, right now that line's at 48. The Hawkeyes 4-0, 3-1 against the spread, going against the Maryland Terrapins, led by Lil Tua. They're 4-0 as well, and 3-1 against the spread. Actual factuals right now. Iowa, they're 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games. They're 10-0 straight up in the last 10 games. 6-1 straight up in the last 7 games when playing on the road. 7-0 straight up in the last 7 games against an opponent in the Big Ten. And the under has hit 6 out of the last 6 when playing in the month of October. Maryland, the under hit 6 out of the last 7 games. They're 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games. 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games when playing at home. They're 2-4 against the spread in the last 6 games when playing on Friday, and they're 3-15 straight up in the last 18 games when playing as an underdog. You all right? Number 5, Iowa on the road going into Maryland to take on the Terrapins on a Friday night national televised game. Flat Top, I'll let you lead this one on. How do you feel about this?
This one for me is probably one of the tougher ones that I looked at. It shouldn't have been because you got Iowa at number 5, but for some reason this Maryland team just has me uneasy. I feel like they're overachieving. I don't know anyone who had them starting 4-0. Starting this year. They beat a West Virginia team, and Iowa just for me hasn't looked that good. They've won all their games, but they're not. I mean, who were they playing last week? They had Colorado State, and they were trailing. And there's just something about this Iowa team. They're getting it done. Their defense is getting it done, but the offense to me hasn't looked super great. And so at the end of the day, I think Iowa's going to end up winning. For some reason, I could see Maryland maybe backdooring this spread. And so I'm going to go with just Iowa money line full game. I think they'll win at the end, but Maryland, I just think there's something that's going on in College Park, and it's a gut feeling, but it's telling me just take Iowa money line. Don't really worry about the spread. So that's what I'm going to do. Iowa money line for me.
Gotcha. Marley, how you feel about this one?
All right, this is how I feel. Fucking Maryland has played Howard, Illinois, West Virginia. I'll give them to West Virginia. West Virginia is a solid team. Illinois, they snuck out of Illinois with a win. I don't believe in Illinois. I damn sure don't believe in no goddamn Howard. And I damn sure don't believe in no goddamn Kent. Now, they both played Kent. We got a common opponent. Maryland beat Kent last week, 37-16. Iowa beat Kent 2 weeks ago, 30-7. So, now this is the thing. Friday night games we've had so far, the underdog has covered or won in all of the games. So it's something about that Friday night lights. You know what I'm saying? Nothing going on in Maryland. Well, I don't know, DC be jumping, but on the campus, nothing going on. The stadium gonna be rocking. I got Iowa still. I think 2 of them has not faced the defense. Nothing like this. That defense, I can't speak on the offense too much, but Iowa's defense is legit. They're going to struggle to score. Now, if Iowa can run the ball, which I think they can, I think they go pound Maryland. I'm on Iowa. I was going to go with the money line, but I looked at Iowa's last games, and nobody has been within a touchdown. I don't care how they started. They smashed Indiana, who I thought Indiana was going to be a good team coming into the season, 34-6. Backdoor rivalry game, Iowa State smashed them 27-17.
Yeah.
You beat Kent. I don't think they struggle with Colorado State, but it's Colorado State. They weren't excited about playing fucking Colorado State. Colorado State came in. Colorado State was probably hyped up. And then at the end of the day, they beat their ass 24-10. I'm taking Iowa minus the 3.5. I think it's a different league. Friday night lights will have them hyped up, but I think when it comes down to it, I just think they're going to struggle to score. So
okay.
I'll take
you like Iowa minus 3.5 official play. Yeah.
Iowa minus 3.5 official play, lean under.
Lean under. Okay. You know me, man. I love the Big Ten, the style of play, run, pass when you need to, play action, pass, play solid defense, control the clock, and control the ball.
Yes, sir.
This is going to be a blowout. Maryland, they have been playing cupcakes. They're still a very young team full of transfers from all over the place. Still with a young coaching staff that's about to go against one of the top teams in this division, or in this conference, excuse me. I like Iowa minus 3.5 blowout. So let's get to our.
Go ahead. No, let's keep it moving.
Let's get to our next game. This is Friday night, the late night game. We got BYU traveling to the Aggies to take on Utah State. This line opened up in favor of BYU minus 10. Right now, that line's at minus 9. You get that? Now, I actually see quite a few spots right now. I got it at minus 8.5.
Oh, wow.
It opened up at 50.5, but right now it's all the way up almost 12 points, sitting at 62. Some spots even got it at 62.5. BYU, they're 4-0 on the year. They've been making us a lot of money late nights. 2-2 against the spread, while the Aggies are 3-1 on the year, 3-1 against the spread. Very talented team with the Aggies. Jordan Love, they're really benefiting off of the recruiting off of Jordan Love when they had him for his first 3 years there before he transferred. It's very important to look at the injuries for BYU. They do have quite a few players that are questionable. They are going with a new they went with a new quarterback last week, but Hall is probable for this game this week. Into the actual factuals. For BYU, the total's gone under 6 out of the last 7 games, or 6-0 straight up in the last 6 games this year, but 6-12 against the spread in the last 18 games when going up against Utah State, but 15-4 straight up in the last 19 games when playing against Utah State, and 6-2 straight up in the last 8 games when playing on the road against Utah State. Utah State, they're 4-2 against the spread in the last 6 games, 4-2 straight up in the last 6 games. The overs hit 5 out of the last 6 when going up against BYU, but they're 14-5 straight up in the last 19 home games, 2-6, like I said before, straight up in the last 8 games when playing at home against BYU. BYU, Utah State, the Aggies. What you think about this one, Marlon?
Hey, what you said? BYU been making us money this year, huh?
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to continue to ride that wave, Coach. They are going to continue to make us money. Now, keep in mind, this Utah State Aggies team is a really solid team.
Right.
So I would keep an eye on them in future in their conference, and as far as a team to bet on. But let's be honest, they played Washington State. They barely got out of there, 26-23. I don't think highly of Washington State. University of North Dakota, I'm going to assume this ND is 48-24. Air Force, and then they lost pretty bad to Boise. I think BYU is way better than Boise. Like Coach said, this BYU team has been making this money. They've been underrated since Zach Wilson left. I love the running back Algier. He has 80 carries, 351 yards, 4 touchdowns, 4.4 yards a carry. Hall is Hall playing this week, or is he hurt? The quarterback for BYU.
He's probable.
If Hall comes back, I like him if he don't, because I think they're just going to overpower Utah State. I think they're too big and too physical. I said this before. BYU, a lot of times I gotta remember they older because they go on that sabbatical for 2 years and then come back. So you got men going against sometimes boys. You know what I'm saying? It's physical. So, and that's why they're so disciplined. And I'm over BYU. I kind of don't like the 9. It's a lot. I see it went down to 8. So we can give it at 8, right? Official. It's not 9 anymore.
Wherever that line is right now, that is your official play, Playboy.
I'm gonna take it at 8, man. I think they cover. I
haven't seen 8. I've seen 8.5.
Okay, I'll take the 8.5. I think they cover. I think they're just too physical, too strong at the end of the day. Even though I do like this Utah State Aggie team.
Okay. Flats up, how you feel about this one?
It was they are a little bit more physical. Utah State team's given up over 450 yards per game, that's a lot to just be given up considering who they have played. And I think BYU is just a better team. They're giving up, I think, like 350, which is not something you want to see either, but they're more of like a bend, don't break defense. They're giving up like field goals rather than
Utah State is giving up 199 yards.
What was that?
Utah State is giving up 199 yards rushing a game.
Yeah. So that just kind of tells you they've just been relying kind of on their offense, and they have a pretty good offense, but they haven't played anyone with BYU's level of defense and discipline. So I like them at 8.5. To cover.
Okay. I'm right there with you guys. They've been pounding the ground and whipping everybody, but I like BYU. I'm not going to really go into this. I just think that this is their perfect chance, man, to climb into that top 10, I think, towards the end of the year. Try to get a BCS berth, get ready to go into the Big 12, which I've been predicting that for years now.
BYU. I like that. I like the addition. BYU.
Yes. So I'm not going to keep it long, but I did update it so we can get this line right now. Yeah, I got that too.
Okay.
That alert. Yeah, BYU minus 8.5. Let's get on to the next game. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can fix this real quick.
You want me to start the next game? I can.
Yeah, if you don't mind, go ahead.
We got next on the docket. Let me see. BYU. Oh, we got one of the big boys going at it right now. We got Arkansas. They're going on the road to take on Georgia Bulldogs. The line is currently at minus 18.5. Let me pull up the actual factual real quick. The total was at 48.5. A couple actual factuals on the Arkansas side of things. Arkansas, they're 5-1 ATS in their last 6 games. 4-1 straight up in their last 5 games. 4-2 ATS in their last 6 games against Georgia. Didn't know that. 1-8 straight up in their last 9 games against Georgia. 1-13 straight up in their last 14 games on the road. 4-16 straight up in their last 20 games against an opponent from the SEC. 4-1 ATS their last 5 games in October, and the total has gone under in 6 of their last 7 games played in week 5. It's gone over in 4 of their last 6 games. Georgia, they're 5-2 ATS in their last 7 games. 8-0 straight up in their last 8 games. 7-0 straight up in their last 7 games at home. 4-1 straight up in their last 5 games played in October. The total has gone under in 4 of Georgia's last 5 games played in week 5. Over in 6 of Georgia's last 6 games played against an opponent from the SEC, and over in 7 of Georgia's last 9 games. Flat top, Arkansas minus 18.5. Totals at 48.5.
I mean, we have seen what Georgia's been able to do on defense. I think they're giving up like less than 7 points a game, and that's included a game against what we're seeing now is a deflated Clemson team. But Arkansas has been a team that I've been rocking with a lot. They've been underdog most of the time. I think people are just starting to see kind of how good they are. They beat a Texas team. They just beat that Texas A&M team. I like Arkansas to cover just because this line is it's at 18.5. If it was maybe like 14, I'd like Georgia, but I think that Arkansas, just their offense for me and what their quarterback has been doing, it's kind of like a dual threat. I think that Arkansas is going to find a way to be within 18 points of this Georgia team. This is a really good Georgia team, obviously. Great defense. JT, their quarterback, Daniel, has been great. Good for them. But I think that this Arkansas offense is also a pretty good one and is going to surprise some people at the end of the year with where they're at. So I would take Arkansas plus the 18.5 final play.
All right.
Marlon, shout out to my boy Big Bula. Otis, he actually wants to hop in. He was one of the first people to ever reach out and wanted to hop on. He's on the NFL sessions of our video. So Bula, get with me, man. I'll put you in touch with Marlon and y'all can get down on NFL. He knows his stuff, man. He should actually be coaching somewhere right now, but yeah, he knows his stuff. But real quick, Flat Top, you like Arkansas with the points?
I like Arkansas with the points, 18.
All right. And what about you, Marley? You like them too?
Yeah,
Did you give out your play yet? Oh, okay, no. Go ahead.
No, I haven't. Yeah, fam. Yeah, get with P and shit. Hit me up. We do the NFL show on Wednesday, so I'm gonna do that tomorrow. We gonna bust down every game. Back on. So my thing is this: I need to know if Jefferson playing. Is it Jefferson, the quarterback?
Yes.
Yeah, it's Jefferson.
Yeah. I need to know if Jefferson's playing. If Jefferson's playing, I'm on Arkansas plus the 18.5. I think the defense can hold up. Arkansas defense is very underestimated, very real. I think we're going to get something like we got in that Clemson game, 10-3, very low scoring. But if Jefferson is not playing, I don't think Arkansas got a chance.
You don't like the backs that they've been doing?
Yeah, but it makes them too one-dimensional. And like,
true.
Georgia, one thing Georgia can do is stop the run.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think it'll be a very low-scoring game. But 18.5 is just too much. If Jefferson is playing, I actually think Arkansas has a chance to win outright. But 18 is telling me that he's probably not playing. That's what I think 18 is telling me.
No, 18 is they believe that defense can stop them motherfuckers multiple times and they're going to run it up.
Georgia's going to score 3 touchdowns over them. I don't think so. Georgia's played fucking Vanderbilt, South Carolina, and UAB. The only team they played worth anything was Clemson, and they only scored 10. And I know Clemson's defense is good. Don't get me wrong, but I just watch North Carolina State. As a matter of fact, Coach, you put me on that game, and I took them second half and first half. Pushed first half, North Carolina State go up and down the field. So, if Jefferson plays, they can win this game outright.
Nah,
you don't think so?
No, sir.
I think they have a great chance to win.
I think. What's your official play before I go into
plus 18? But that's definitely dependent on Jefferson playing. If Jefferson is not playing, I'm not on the game at all.
Okay, if Jefferson was playing or not, this would be a blowout. I'm sorry. I know everybody's feeling it right now. You're gonna see why they've been the bottom of the crop. But Georgia ain't playing. They got some goons on defense. They got some 6'3", 6'5" goons playing on the outside of them DBs.
They defense is
all that cute stuff that with Arkansas had going on in the game. Because we took Arkansas. I love Arkansas. I learned from the Texans. But this is a different ball game right here. And you're going into Georgia's house, and this is what the second SEC home.
18.5.
Yeah, 18.5 is huge.
They're gonna win. They're gonna cover this. I'm gonna have to take Georgia with the points right here, fellas. I'm sorry. I like Arkansas, but Arkansas, from what I've seen, they're set up to play in the Big 12. You know what I'm saying? But dude, UGA got some goons, and they got some goons in that defensive backfield, my guy. I'm sorry. Give me Arkansas.
I'm not. Their defense is legit. No question.
Yeah, that really is it.
Right. That's facts.
Exactly.
That's the question. Arkansas. And Georgia's offense hasn't done nothing to wow me. That's what I'm saying. They put up 10 points against Clemson.
That's week 1, bro. But come on, but we got to think about that. That's week 1 on a neutral field up in Carolina's territory. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of how Clemson is playing right now, Venables is a hell of a coach. They still have had the top 5 classes in the last couple of years. That's week 1. I really don't count that. You know what I'm saying? I don't count week 1s, period, because it's week 1. Everybody come. I mean, for instance, look what the Cowboys and Otis gonna get them. Look what the Cowboys did with the Patriots. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the Patriots,
not the Patriots, the Buccaneers.
What they do to them? They lost.
Shit, but they almost won. They was giving them some hell. Like week 1s is week 1.
I mean, how good you think the Bucs?
I know they just lost to the Rams. Did you not?
How good are you? How good are
you? Well, let's talk about that. The Rams is a good team. That's a West Coast travel, and like Marley had a hell of a point in our chat. He had a hell of a point. Everybody's gonna play them and the Chiefs like it's their Super Bowl.
Right.
That's any team.
So we can't measure a team based off the books because they go play their hardest.
Yeah.
And Arkansas is gonna try to play their hardest, but this is a statement
Arkansas
game.
gonna play their hardest. Georgia not gonna play their hardest. Georgia not gonna play. Okay, so let me ask you this then. Do you think Georgia's gonna play?
Hold on.
I just want to ask you one question. Do you think Georgia is gonna play as hard as they are against Arkansas, against Alabama?
No, but
I don't think it's going to be close, that intensity. But Arkansas
What you talking
is
about?
play Georgia as hard as they fucking can. Like
Absolutely.
they're going to give every ounce of energy they got in their body. Georgia's not going to do that.
Marlon, this is a top 10 SEC action
No doubt.
game.
No doubt.
They are going to be so pumped up to send a statement out. This is every game this year is a statement game.
You just agreed with me that they're not going to have the intensity of Alabama.
They're not going to have the intensity of Alabama, but they're going to have the intensity of an SEC opponent coming into their house.
I know. I don't think they'll be wired up. Yeah, of course. But I'm saying Arkansas is going to play like they're playing Alabama or Georgia.
They're going to try to play like they playing Alabama, but them bright lights.
I actually think they believe they can beat Georgia versus they probably don't believe they can beat Alabama. But I think they believe they can beat Georgia though.
Yeah.
This is definitely a letdown game for Arkansas. Them bright lights gonna come on. They're gonna go against somebody who really. This ain't Texas.
This depends on Jefferson. If Jefferson is healthy, I need. That's what I say. If Jefferson is healthy,
but check this out. Even when he was healthy, you can kind of see the momentum shifting once Texas A&M's defense started figuring it out. When Jefferson was I'm talking about second quarter. After those big explosion plays, really look at the game. Dude, they think A&M's defense up. They got about 4 or 5 guys who's going to get drafted this year. Dude, Georgia got 2 guys on every level who's going to get drafted.
I'm not questioning the defense. I agree with you as far as Georgia's defense. That's not a question mark to me. I'm saying I don't think Georgia is going to beat them by 3 touchdowns because that offense is not scoring like that against people.
They're not that good.
I agree with you. Look, Arkansas might only score 1 touchdown, but I'm not giving Georgia 24 to 28 points. I'm giving Georgia 17-10, 17.
What's your official play? So what's your official play? Let's keep it going. What's your official play?
Arkansas plus 18.5.
Okay, so we're not gonna put official plays in for that one for you.
You can mark it official. I'm good with it because I just don't believe in that offense that way.
So if Jefferson doesn't play, you still ride with this 18.5. Because they're gonna tell the little homie from Mo City. I'm telling you, go back and watch that game. In the second quarter, before Jefferson got hurt, that tide was starting to turn. And they can't defend the run.
Man, the defense, but you ain't told me shit about Georgia offense.
Yeah.
Georgia's offense is just like Big Ten offense. It's not set out to be cute. It's set out to get the job done, play defense, turn the ball over, and go score again.
Hey, they're not even going to try to win by 18.5 points.
Who's not?
Georgia, they run the ball.
They're gonna try to move. They're trying to send a statement because everybody's steady talking about. There's people right now that think this Georgia team is better than Alabama, and they're gonna try to send a statement.
What people?
So they're ranked number 2. They're getting all the respect in the world.
Yeah.
Most people I see are saying it's Alabama, Georgia, then everybody else. That's what I keep hearing from everybody.
I'm just telling you with some of the I record every college football stuff to lead up to Saturday. I'm just telling you what they're saying. But official play, give me that 18.5. Georgia's gonna blow them out. It's not even gonna be cute. All this little stuff, the hype that y'all behind right now, that shit's done. That shit's done.
I'm behind no hype. I don't have Arkansas winning. I just don't think Georgia offense is going to beat them by 20 points.
Well, the comments earlier, y'all said they think they can beat them. That's a no-no.
I did say that, depending on, but I don't think Jefferson's 100% healthy.
Man, even if he was healthy, they're not beating this team, bro.
They cover the 18.5.
They will cover the 18.5.
All right, we're going to see. Watch everybody in the comments. Is going to be on my side talking that talk when we post this up. Let's get on to the next game. Now, this is going to be a good one right here. Hey, I can't do the comments, so you're going to have to do it. But I see we have some new comments.
Okay.
Comments. We got Michigan taking on the Wisconsin Badgers. Wisconsin coming off a heartbreak loss against Notre Dame at a neutral site that they were the favorite in, and now we got they have another opportunity to try to upset a undefeated team as they take on the Michigan Wolverines. Let me get to my notes real quick. Where is this, man? Where is it? So this line actually opened up in favor of Wisconsin -4 and has dropped all the way down to 1.5. In fact, some spots even got Wisconsin. Some spots even got Michigan as a favorite right now, but the total's at 43.5, and it's still the same. Michigan 4-0. 4-0 right now on the year, 3-1 against the spread, while the Badgers are 1-2, 1-2 against the spread on the year. I'll get to these actual factuals real quick. Michigan 4-8 against the spread in the last 12 games. The under sit 4 out of the last 5. They're 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games. They're 1-6 against the spread in the last 7 games when playing against Wisconsin. 2-5 straight up in the last 5 games when playing against Wisconsin, and 0-6 against the spread in the last 6 games when playing on the road against Wisconsin. Wisconsin, they're 2-6 against the spread as well in the last 8 games. The under hit 6 out of the last 8 games. The overs also hit 7 out of the last 9 when playing against Michigan. They're 9-2 straight up in the last 11 games at home, which one of those losses came from a good Penn State game week 1. But again, that's week 1. 6-0 against the spread in the last 6 games when playing at home against Michigan. Michigan, Wisconsin, 12 o'clock Eastern time this Saturday, flat top. How do you feel about this one?
I'm siding with the people that have Michigan as the favorite. I don't know how this Wisconsin team is favored. I cannot figure it out. You got your starting QB's got 1 touchdown, 6 interceptions, 1-2. You're coming off that 30+ point loss to Notre Dame team that's squeaking by Florida State, which we've seen is terrible.
That game was a lot closer than that final score indicates.
Okay. Well, when you got you can take Wisconsin. I'm riding Michigan on this. Michigan for money line. I haven't seen Wisconsin doing what they're supposed to do. They're coming into these games favored. I know they probably you guys gave the actual factuals about them coming in and winning against Wisconsin at home, and it's 0-6. I think they go to 1-6. This Michigan team, I think, is better than this Wisconsin team, and they're going to find out come Saturday when they play. I'm taking Michigan money line. Yeah, thanks for the plus instead of having it as a minus.
All right. Marley, how you feel about this one?
You said this line opened up at Wisconsin -4?
-4, yeah. But I think they had that projected before that ass when they took against Notre Dame.
And then so you think it changed or it got bet down?
No, I think they changed it.
Okay, so I watched that Wisconsin Notre Dame game, and that game was close, really close. The score, from what I watched, the score doesn't indicate with how close that game was. It kind of got away at the end, and then they lost to Penn State 16-10. I watched that game. That game was close. I want to say they were winning at halftime. I think I had Wisconsin first half. But I look at Michigan. They beat Washington. Is the NIU game first game of the season? I mean, Western Michigan first game of the season. Then NIU, and then they struggled at Rutgers. Like, no, get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm not buying into this Michigan hype. Fuck out of here. And I think the line was right. I think it got bet down. Or maybe you're right, Coach. Maybe after that beat down, they took the lines changed. But at halftime, that score was 10-3, and then Wisconsin came and scored the first touchdown, tied it back up at 10. In the fourth quarter, they scored 31. They took off in the first quarter. And like I said, it was a lot of shit that happened in that game. I think Wisconsin's too physical for Michigan. I like Michigan on the money line. I know Myers hasn't played the best. He played pretty good in the first half of that game. And I really like Malusi, the running back from Clemson that transferred to Wisconsin. Like, he finna tote that pill against Michigan. I'm all over it. And you know what else I know? Michigan is a household name, so that line is gonna. I'm gonna get Wisconsin at plus money by Saturday, and I'm gonna take it. At the crib, at home, they're like 9. They've been beating the shit out of Michigan every year for the last couple years. Who the fuck is Michigan? Why are they ranked 14? Because they beat who? Who did they beat? Rutgers, NIU, Washington, and Western Michigan, and they're ranked 14. Fuck out of here. Hell no.
So Wisconsin money line.
Not the money line. It'll be plus money on Saturday.
All right, I'm going with Michigan money line on this one. Play good defense. They've been showing that they can run the ball. Wisconsin can't score worth a damn. I'm sorry, I can't bet. I can't back a team up that can't move the ball on offense. Now defensively, they can play some good football. Offensively, they're not there right now. Mertz, I think he's overrated. He had 1 or 2 good games in the beginning of the year last year. So I like Michigan to win this one money line. So give me that money.
Yeah, we froze. Does anyone trust Michigan? No, we do not. No,
I do.
they
I trust them, big Buddha.
I trust them more than
we froze.
Wisconsin.
All right, hold on.
Yeah,
Are we
yeah.
still froze? Are we still froze? What's your boy? What's his name?
Bula.
I ain't know if he went by Otis. He was saying Bula. I wonder if we still froze. He said we froze.
Well, that check came in a while ago.
Yeah.
Hey, take this over real quick. I gotta step out real quick. Start off with that.
I got you. But don't know. Well, I guess they trust Michigan. I don't know what the hell they talking about. I don't. I trust Wisconsin at home.
Mertz is terrible for Wisconsin.
I watched that Notre Dame. I watched Mertz play. Mertz not that bad. They had some tough opponents. Their offense, I mean, they're not the best.
One touchdown in 3 games.
Yeah, he only
tell me they run it, okay, but can they throw it?
But what has Michigan done?
This isn't me being as high on Michigan as it is me being down on Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin's about to be one.
Hey, exactly, Otis. Exactly, Otis. I trust Michigan to let everybody down. That's exactly what I do. I trust Michigan to let everybody down. Nah, don't push up with your Michigan.
We'll see. I ain't got Michigan going to the championship or anything, but I think they're a point.
Where the hell is this Army? I'm trying to find my Army stuff. Hold on. But yeah, no trust on Michigan, not at all. They haven't played anybody. At least I know Wisconsin's played two tough, good teams. Michigan's played nobody. There we go. But let's keep it moving, people. Yeah. We got Army. They're going on the road to take on Ball State. Man, Army has made us a lot of money over the last couple of years. Don't nobody know. People haven't been following us, man. It's just something about Army. They're going on the road to take on Ball State. The line is at Army minus 7.5. The total is at 47.5. A couple extra factuals about Army. They're 5-2 ATS in their last 7 games, 7-1 straight up in their last 8 games, but 1-4 ATS in their last 5 games against Ball State, 2-5 ATS in their last 7 games on the road, but 6-0 straight up in their last 6 games against an opponent from the Mid-American Conference, 4-1 straight up in their last 5 games played in October, and the total is going over in 4 of their last 5 games played in week 5, over in 6 of the last 9 played on a Saturday, and over in 4 of their last 5 games straight up. Ball State, they're 1-4 ATS their last 5 games, but 8-3 straight up in their last 11 games. 5-1 straight up in their last 6 games at home, and 9-1 ATS in their last 10 games against an opponent from the FBS Independent Conference. The total has gone under in 4 of their last 5 games played in October, under in 4 of the last 6 games played on a Saturday, and under in 6 of the last 7 games, generally speaking. Army at Ball State plus 7.5. What you got for me, Flex Up?
This was not one of the ones I had written down.
Okay.
I'm not going to do an official play, but if I was going to have a lean, Army, I like this Army team. I've liked Army.
I don't know. I'll put it as a lean. Nothing official. Won't count.
Yeah. It's probably this Army. I like them.
Yeah. I'm watching the Army, man. It's just plain and simple. The triple option is just If you're not,
Everyone knows it's coming, and they still
but if
score.
you don't prepare, if it's something that you don't see week in and week out, you only see this one time that you're going to play Army, and it's assignment football, which means, you know, the linebacker has the inside linebacker has to take the dive guy, you know, the DN has to take his guy, quarterback, and outside linebacker has to take, or outside linebacker probably takes quarterback, however they assign it. I don't know how, whatever, depending on what defense you're in is depending on who's assigned to what. And if you miss your assignment, it can easily be a 50-yard, 60-yard touchdown. And that's normally what happens in these. Only thing you got to worry about is them getting behind. If they get behind, it's kind of hard for them to play catch up football. But if they get on top of you, it's going to be a long day, and they're going to just run the ball down your damn throat. So I like Army. I took them last week, -7.5. I'm going to take them again, -7.5. I just love this Army team. I love what they're about, and they're tough. They're going to go for it on 4th and short, not kicking field goals. I just love Army. Coach, are you back yet? I think
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so it's on you, man. We on Flat Top doesn't have an official play. He leans Army. I like Army -7.5. And
so what you think I'm gonna do?
I know because you the one that put me on this Army team about a year or two ago. So I already know your play. Because we just rocking with that triple option all day.
You goddamn right. All it takes is one mistake. All it takes is you kick the ball. First off, here's how it's going to start off against Ball State. First off, we got to win the coin toss. When we win the coin toss, we're going to take the ball. We're going to march the ball down there for 8-minute drives. We'll get a couple of 3rd and 2s, 3rd and 1s, even 3rd and 3s. Go for it on 4th downs, convert, and start all over with the next 3 to 4 plays. One thing I do like, we're going to go score. We're going to come down there 3 and out because Ball State's been on the sideline, so they're getting cold. The weather's starting to change in the country. They're going to be nice and cold, 3 and out. That's it. That's all we need. Hey, let's get the ball back. Let's start over and stick to our game plan. One of the things that I do like about Army is they have actually this year been opening up their pass game. There's several times that I've seen them come out and spread, and I mean, if you look at the statistics from both quarterbacks, including the third quarterback, you know, they all got passing touchdowns on the year. My concern is I do know the starting quarterback was hurt. He got banged up in the second games, missed a couple of games. The backup quarterback got hurt last game, and I think the third string came in. He broke like 75, 80-yard run, like on his first couple of plays. But, yeah, I'm not going to look too hard on this. I haven't really seen too much out of Ball State. Just seen a few MAC teams, but for the most part, the MAC hasn't done very well playing against out-of-conference opponents. So give me Army with that 7.5 all day long.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get to our next game. I'm not sure if you guys looked into this, but this is something that I saw real quick. Pitt taking on Georgia Tech. This line opened. Excuse me. Dang, they just moved. They have to stay the screen. This line opened up in favor of Pitt -3. This line lies at 3.5. The total's at 55.5. Right now, that line's at 58.5. Pitt, they're 3-1 against the spread and 3-1 on the year, while the Yellow Jackets are 2-2 on the year, 3-1 against the spread. Get to these actual factuals real quick. Pitt, they're coming off a 77-7 victory over New Hampshire, while Georgia Tech upset North Carolina at home 45-22. Pitt, they're 4-1 against the spread last 5 games. They're overset 11 out of last 12. They're 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games. 4-2 against the spread in the last 6 games against G-Tech. They're 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games when playing against G-Tech. And they're overset 7 out of the last 8 games when playing against an Atlantic ACC opponent. Georgia Tech, they underset 4 out of the last 6 games. They're 3-7 straight up in the last 10 games. The unders 4 out of the last 5 games against Pitt. They overset 7 out of the last 10 games when they're at home, but they're just 2-6 straight up in the last 8 games against an ACC opponent, and 5-15 straight up in the last 20 games when played on Saturday. Marley, do you have anything on this play?
I don't have an official play. I lean toward Pitt. I think that Georgia Tech win was an aberration. You know, it is because North Carolina's can't play no goddamn defense anyway. They can't stop a nosebleed. And if they offense could go to sputtering, which it did, they'll get beat. But I like this team. I like Kenny Pritt. I watched them go into Tennessee, get a win for me in Tennessee. The only loss is to the Western Michigan team, which we know Western Michigan is one of the best teams in the MAC. But neither one of them has really played anybody. This game wasn't on my radar. I don't have an official play, but I'll lean Pitt.
All right, flat top. I know you didn't get a chance to study this one, but do you have anything? Any leans?
It's me the same thing for me. I think that Georgia Tech thing was a fluke. North Carolina just couldn't get anything going, and I honestly did not even have this on my ACC.
Let me ask y'all this before I give my pick out. Why do y'all think it was a fluke for G-Tech?
I watched the Georgia Tech team last year. Like Gibbs, the sophomore, they was freshmen last year. I remember watching him. He good, like he legit. He can really run the ball. That's not the freshman quarterback I watched last year, Davis. I think he's a freshman now. I don't know what happened to the other.
So early this year, Pitt starting quarterback, which was the only 5-star quarterback they've had in a long 5-star player in a long time. Jeff Sims, he was out the first couple of games, came back. The offense is totally. I mean, I think he's one of those guys like Cam Newton, Vince Young with the team. It just looked like a totally different ball club. This is year 2 under that coach, so everybody's known the system. Like I said, they do got a stud in the backfield running the ball as well. This is a young team.
They won some money last year.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna shoot my shot with this one. I think I'm gonna have to take G-Tech with the money line for an upset in the early action. I just think this team with Sims, he's a dynamic player. He should have been at Florida State. Say it again.
Yates is at quarterback. That's what I'm saying. Sims ain't playing, is he?
Sims played last week. Sims went off against North Carolina.
Oh, that was his first game back.
That was his first game back. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, that makes sense. I can see an upset then because I'm looking at Yates. Like, I remember being that quarterback until you said Sims. It was Sims and Gibbs because I won some money on Georgia Tech last year when Sims and Gibbs were freshmen.
Yep, and they demolished North Carolina. I'm trying to pull up these stats real quick. Just kind of tell you how
that's different. But I didn't cap the game, so I don't want to just jump out there without like really looking at the game. So I'm still.
Well, I'm capping this game, and just put me down with Sims back. It's a totally different ball club, and I think they take that momentum that they took from a very overrated North Carolina team, and they take it to Pitt. We got to remember, 2 weeks ago, Pitt lost to Western Michigan at home, 41-44. That's way too much points to be given up against a WAC team, against a MAC conference team. The week before, who did they have a hard time with? But they end up winning that game.
Tennessee.
That Tennessee game?
Okay, well, Tennessee, they still got some athletes. But yeah, put me down. Georgia Tech money line. This is one of my upset plays.
Now that Sims is back, like Sims and Gibbs together is dynamic. Like I watched destroy teams offensively last year. And that was like you said, that was their first year under that coach, and this is second year, it's another year in the program. So yeah, I can see Pitt going in there. I don't know if they will, but that's a tough game. I definitely can. I see where you're going though.
Just real quick, just kind of give you some statistics from the last game. Sims, he went 10 for 13 for 112 yards in the air. He went 10 carries for 128 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground. The defense held this North Carolina team to just 369 yards, 300 in the air, 68 on the ground.
That's what I think the aberration is.
That's why Georgia Tech was able to run 261 on the ground and just only pass 133. But my thing is this: if you can't stop the run, you can't stop the run. So let's not try to get cute. So I think this would be a nice little upset, plus money line pick for Saturday.
I can see it.
All right, let's get on to our next game. We got Wake Forest taking on Louisville, the Cardinals. Louisville is 3-1 on the year, 2-2 against the spread, while Wake Forest, they're 4-1. 4-0, 2-2 against the spread. Like I said, Wake Forest, like we said earlier in the show, Wake Forest coming off of that road victory on a Friday night against a UVA team to where they were underdogs against. Louisville, actual factuals, the overs hit 13 out of the last 20. They're 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games, 2-5 against the spread in the last 7 games against Wake Forest, 6-2 straight up in the last 8 games against Wake Forest, but only 1-6 in the last 7 games on the road. Wake Forest, they are 2-4 against the spread in the last 6 games. The unders hit 4 out of the last 5. They're 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games. The overs hit 4 out of the last 5 games against Louisville. They're 6-0 straight up in the last 6 games when played at home, and 6-1 against the spread in the last 7 games when playing against an ACC opponent. Wake Forest taking on Louisville. Marley, what you got for this one?
My notes. I'm trying to find my Wake Forest notes, but I like Wake Forest here. Only thing I'm trying to question myself is, do I think their defense is good as it showed against Virginia? Because Virginia offense, like I said earlier when we were talking about Miami, that offense is scoring anybody in the country. But I'm real high, and I'm real high on Wake Forest. I think they slept on. So trying to find. There we go. On Wake Forest. There we go. Wake Forest, man. I really like Hartman, dog. Like, he's smart with the ball. He only got 1 turnover, 1 interception. He got 9 touchdowns on the season. Like, he's going to take care of the ball. And Bill Smith, it's just the way they run their offense. Like, I don't know how. My only question is, I don't know how good the defense is. They're only giving up 14 points a game, but I got to keep in mind they ain't played nobody. They played Florida State, they played Virginia, Norfolk, Old Dominion. They ain't played nobody. Louisville ain't really played nobody neither, but I like their offense. I know they can score. I want to take the over, but I'm not. I'm going to take Wake Forest minus the 7, because if the defense is good as I think they is, Louisville might not get in the 30s. Like, they average 31 points. I think they'll be in the lower 20s. Wake Forest averaged 38 points. I've yet to see somebody stop that. I don't think they're going to score on Louisville's sorry-ass defense. They give up 26 points a game. Louisville averages 38. They'll get there. Wake Forest averages 38. They'll get there. I don't know if Louisville gets to 31. I'm thinking 35, 21, maybe 24 type game, 10-point game. So I like Wake minus a touchdown at the crib.
All right. How you feel, Flat Top?
For this one, I'm thinking the same thing as Marley on just how good is this Wake Forest defense. Louisville's got that dual threat QB, and they're averaging, over 30 points a game, but they haven't really played anyone. And I think Wake Forest is going to be good for their half of the offense. I just don't know if Louisville is going to be. And I really wanted to take the over. But I think it's going to be really close to like that. It could go over because it's 2 good offenses, but I think Wake Forest's defense is actually better than people think it is. So I'm like kind of torn because I'm really, Wake Forest. I like their offense. I don't know if Louisville is going to keep up with the scoring, and I am pretty confident Wake Forest, the way their offense has been playing, they're on a high, and it's a good Louisville team, but I think they can cover by 7 points. So lock me in for Wake Forest minus 7, even though I really wanted to take that over.
All right, I'm right there with you guys. I like Wake Forest minus 7. This isn't a very good Louisville team. Florida State isn't a very good team this year. So some of the team and UCF, that was just one of those situations to where, and I called it on this show, UCF, they have those letdown games, especially, and it's tough to play in Louisville on a Friday or Thursday night primetime television. But other than that, Louisville is one-dimensional. They like to run the stretch. Quarterback likes to scramble. And one thing I don't like about the quarterback is if things ain't going his way, he definitely gets flustered and frustrated. And he starts throwing little fits on the field.
Yep.
So I like Wake Forest to win this one. -7 official play. All right, about to kind of go rapid fire because I'm getting ready to get out of here soon, and you guys are more than happy to sit around and talk. But I'm kind of trying to speed through this real quick.
Yeah.
We got Ole Miss taking on Alabama. Ole Miss 3-0 against 3-0 on the year, 2-0-1 against the spread. While Alabama Crimson Tide, they are 4-0 on the year, 2-2 against the spread. Let's keep this in mind. No, there has yet to be an assistant coach beat Nick Saban yet. Ole Miss 7-1 straight up in the last 8 games, 5-2 against the spread in the last 7 games against Alabama. They're 0-5 in the last 5 games against Alabama, 2-8 straight up on the road in the last 10 games, and only 1-12 in the last 13 games when playing on the road against Alabama. Bama's 10-4 against the spread in the last 14 games, 10-0 straight up in the last 10 games. They oversee 5 out of the last 6. They're 20-0 straight up in the last 20 games at home, 12-1 straight up in the last 13 games when playing at home against Mississippi. Marley, how do you feel about this one?
I like Ole Miss plus the 14.5. I don't think they'll beat Alabama, especially Alabama at the crib, but this offense can score. They've been scoring since Lane Kiffin got there. They're going to put up points. I just think Alabama's going to outdo them because their defense at least get enough stops. I don't want to be long-winded. I like the quarterback, Corral. He can't move, but he can throw. And Lane Kiffin gonna spread their ass out, and
That's how you got to play it. You got to spread them out.
You can beat Alabama, exactly. So the only way you can beat Alabama, you need a dual. I think you need a dual threat to actually beat them. But if you got a quarterback that can spread them out, get rid of the ball quick to the athletes, and let them run around, you can definitely keep it close. I think 14.5 too much. I think we get kind of what we get from the Florida game, but instead of a lot more running, you'll get more passing. The Florida quarterback missed a lot of passes that Corral won't miss. So I like 14.5. I still think Alabama wins. I just think they cover the 14.5.
All right. How you feel about this one? Flat top.
I like both of these offenses. I think it's going to be a lot like that Florida game, except Ole Miss is going to obviously pass a little bit more. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game for me. 79.5 is just so high. It's so high. And I think these both can score. And I'm probably going to regret this because I really don't like taking unders in a college game, but 79.5 is massive. I got to take under 79.5. I think this is 2 really, really good offenses, but I also think that this Ole Miss defense is, they're decent. So I think, Alabama could put up 40, but it might be like 40-30, and it hits 70, 72. 79 is just too high for me, so I got to take under 79.
I thought about it, but
it's so high. I hate taking unders, but 80 is so high in like an SEC game. Like the ones that do, I mean, there are a ton of shootouts, but I don't think,
So Flat Top likes Bama for the under 79.5. As for myself, I like Bama first half. I think they're going to come out. Games like, there's some heat. There's some heat between Saban and Kiffin. So I expect him to not call the hounds off once it gets ugly. But if there's any team in the conference besides Georgia that can give them a game, Georgia and Florida, it's definitely Ole Miss, because the way you got to play against Alabama, especially that front seven, you got to spread them out. You got to run plays for a very over-aggressive defense, hit them with some screens, quick tunnels, have a mobile quarterback. Corral has actually showed this year that he's able to run the ball. This is going to be an exciting game. This is, in fact, the game I've been waiting to see Alabama play against. But give me Alabama first half. It should be, 7.5, 8?
7.5, 8. Yeah.
Either way it goes, I like them for the first half to come out motivated in the home stadium. But I like second half for Ole Miss to kind of make some adjustments at halftime and try to make some shit happen. So I like Bama first half spread. Let's get to the next game. We got Cincinnati, top 10 action. Cincinnati, number 7, taking on number 9, Notre Dame. Cincinnati 3-0 against the spread, 2-1, 3-0 straight up, 2-1 against the spread, while the Fighting Irish are 4-0, 2-2 against the spread. Get some quick actual factors real quick. Now, this is really important to see if the quarterback, if Kuhn's going to be playing. He is questionable for this game. He left the game last week. Cincinnati 7-3 against the spread in the last 10 games. They're 13-1 straight up in the last 14 games, 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games on the road. Notre Dame, they're 18-2 straight up in the last 20 games, 10-0 in the last 10 games at home, 5-0 straight up in the last 5 games when playing against an American Conference opponent, and the overs hit 5 out of the last 7 games when played at home on Saturday. Cincinnati, Notre Dame, flat top. How do you feel about this one?
For this one, I got Cincinnati money line. I'm looking at this Notre Dame team, and maybe they're good. I can't tell by who they played. You know, they got the victory over Florida State. They beat this Wisconsin team that Marley seems pretty high on, thinking that they're pretty good. But I don't see it. Cincinnati hasn't really played anyone either, but they got their quarterback Ritter, senior leadership. They play good in the big games. You know, last year went to the bowl game against Georgia. I think that Georgia team was a better team than this Notre Dame team. Notre Dame, for me, just every year they squeak by 12-0, but I think Cincinnati is a better team. They could let Notre Dame keep it closer than I like, so that's why I'm not taking the spread. But I think Cincinnati should win even at wherever this game's being played. So it's my take. Cincinnati money line.
All right, Marlon, how you feel about this one?
I feel the way I told you about the Rams and the Bucks. Like, this is Cincinnati's Super Bowl. Like, this is what they've been building up for like the last 2 years or so with Riddler at quarterback. Like, if they win this game, this is their chance to get into the playoff. They needed Notre Dame to stay undefeated and be ranked at 9. They're at 7. They needed Ohio State to lose, which they did. So this is going to be their chance. They're going to play Notre Dame like they're playing Alabama. And I don't know if Notre Dame is going to play Cincinnati like I think they're going to play Cincinnati like they're Cincinnati. And Jack Cohen's hurt. I did like the way that freshman came in and played. He's a little bit more mobile. I don't know how good Cincinnati's defense is this year. It was really good last year. I think the offense is going to score. I think they can score with anybody. They haven't been perfect. They haven't played, so that concerns me. But I like Cincinnati on the money line.
One of the main issues, one of the main reasons they were really good on defense last year is now on the other side of the 50 at Notre Dame, which is their defensive coordinator. Very highly scouted defensive coordinator. He should have a head coaching job in the next 2 years. I wouldn't be surprised if they run the tables this year and get to the playoffs, and he will be out of there, guaranteed, after this year. This is a tough one, man, but if the quarterback, if Kuhn's not playing for Notre Dame right this weekend, I got Cincy. I'm going to lean towards Cincy for this one. I'm not going to put it as official play because we don't know the certainty of Kuhn, but if he's not playing, official play Cincinnati money line. If he's playing, if Kuhn is playing and they're saying he's good to go, I think Notre Dame will win this game. So with all the uncertainties, I'm going to back out for this one. All right, because I got to get ready to go pretty soon. Rapid fire real quick. Tennessee versus Missouri, -3. Do you guys have a play for this one?
Don't have a play since we rapid fire.
All right, so I like Tennessee. This was a game I was looking at. I do like Tennessee. I like to win this one. I saw what Missouri had when they played against Boston College. They can't stop the run. Heupel, the head coach of Tennessee, definitely likes to run the ball. Hooker, he loves to run the ball, as we saw that before when he was at Virginia Tech. Just not really too impressed with this Missouri squad. I like Tennessee to win this one money line. So put that down as an official play for myself. And let's keep it moving. I do have one more play that you guys weren't involved with that kind of sent late. Texas taking on Texas at plus. Texas taking on TCU. This line right now, it opened. I know it opened up at minus 4 for Texas, and it's actually moved up to 5. Do y'all have a play on this one by any chance?
No, I don't. Texas, lean Texas, nothing official.
Okay. What about you, Flat Top? Oh, I actually got you muted. My bad. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't get a chance to look at this Texas TCU game, so I can't offer an official play, but I do like the Longhorns. So.
All right. Well, official play for myself. I like Texas to take care of business. I think they're definitely a way better team now that they had the guy that should have been starting week 1, Thompson, at quarterback. So official play, Texas -5. They take care of business easy. TCU doesn't have a defense. They allow SMU and of the American Conference to come in and hang up over 40 points on them. Give me Texas. I mean, Marty, you made money off that game, right?
Yes, I did.
So, in your opinion, what did you think TCU looked like?
I know SMU. It's because I know SMU is good. It wasn't no knock against TCU. I know SMU can score weak, and if you get into a shootout, you can't stop them. And I didn't believe in TCU's offense. They couldn't keep up. They can't keep up in the shootout.
Right. All right. Well, official play for my end, Texas with the points. Next game we got Baylor, undefeated, going into Oklahoma State to take on the Cowboys. Marlon, how do you feel about this one?
I like Baylor plus the 3.5. I actually think they got a chance to win outright. They're underrated. I like this Oklahoma State team though. They're tough, but I think boys is sleeping on Baylor this year. I'm trying to make it quick, so that's it.
All right, Flats up. How do you feel about this one?
Same as Marla. I think this is a really good Baylor team. They're second in the conference in points per game, so they can flat out score. Oklahoma State has a pretty good defense, or pretty good offense as well. So I think that should equate to some points being scored. I like this one to go over 47.5. So taking the over 47.5.
Oh, I put that over too.
47.5. Okay. All right. As for myself, let's see real quick. Baylor. Let's see Baylor, OSU. You like them the over?
Yeah, that over at 47.5.
I like it. I like Oklahoma State money line for this one. I've been following them week in, week out. I've been following them now for years now. Early this year, they dealt with a lot of adversity. They had almost 10 players out with COVID. 3 out of those 10 were the top 4, were the top leading receivers for the 10, of the team. Those guys that came back. Now, they did lose 2 of their defenders, Sterling and Ford, on the defensive side. But after watching the game they played last week against Kansas State, a very good, disciplined Kansas State team, they're back. They're offensive-wise, they're back. So we're going to have to see if Baylor's defense is going to be geared up to stop this explosive Oklahoma State offense that was still missing players last week that are continuing to get them to return this week. But after watching them, I took Kansas State last week and I really watched the game. I was like, okay, they're back because I've seen them I saw them play against Boise, and there was one other game I've seen them play against earlier this year. And I was like, yeah, this Oklahoma State has lost all their athletes. But a lot of people were out with injuries and a lot of people were out with COVID. After seeing what I saw last week, offensively, they are back. Now, defensively, they've been playing some good ball, even though the guys are hurt. So I like Oklahoma State right here, money line. Let's get on to our next play and final play. Pac-12 at the dark. We got Arizona State taking on UCLA. 2 young black quarterbacks going head-to-head on the West Coast. Flat Top, I'll let you take this one on. How do you feel? Oh, hold on, Flat. I'm sorry. I'm muted you, man.
So for this one, I like UCLA to cover that 3.5. You know, they scored at least 35 in their first 4. You know, they're playing pretty solid defense against the run, only giving up like 64 yards on the ground per game, which granted they haven't played predominantly rushing teams like this Arizona State team. But I think this is a pretty good UCLA offensive team, and I think they can outscore this Arizona State team. They're both these teams are putting up around 430 yards per game on offense. So I think it's going to be an offensive game, and UCLA will just find a way to take care of their home court. So.
All right, Marlon, how you feel about this one?
Yeah, I like UCLA. I'm taking money line. It'll be a high scoring affair. I just don't trust Daniels yet, man. He turned the ball over too much. DTR for UCLA. We know Chip Kelly, they're gonna put up points. It'll be points in bunches. I think they'll go back and forth for a while. And then I think Daniels will turn the ball over. That's just what he does. And DTR honestly, he's only throwing one interception with 9 touchdowns, so he's been taking care of the ball pretty well. And that's what it's gonna boil down to, in my opinion. So I like UCLA.
Put the points.
I like him on the money line.
Money line, okay.
We're gonna have a great night, and then we go cap it with UCLA after dark on the money line because we're gonna be up all day.
I'm right there with you, except I'm money lining. I don't want no stress. I'm gonna take this. I think after that debacle against Fresno State, which Fresno State is a very, very good team. They have a pro quarterback. I like UCLA money line with this one.
Gotcha. Flat top, you like the 3.5 or you like the money line?
I'm gonna take 3.5. I think they'll. I don't think they're gonna get back to it.
All right, well, hey,
it doesn't bite me in the ass, but
nah, you good. I was asking because I write the plays down too. I know coaches writing them on the banners, but I wrote them down too. Just to,
All right, well, I am out, Marley. Let me get out of here. If you can read the plays, everybody's plays, and send us out on the Vegas on our anthem. And I'll see you guys next week, and let's make some money, fellas.
Yes, sir. All right, Coach, man, have a safe trip home. Flat top.
yes,
Look
sir.
over the plays, man. That's what I got down for you. That's what the coach got down for you. Make sure everything is correct before we get up out of here.
Looks good.
That's you.
Smells like money.
Looks like money. I like that. Bam. That's what I got for you guys today. Everybody take a screenshot. Man, like that boy Otis was looking for, y'all can go back and rewatch this on YouTube. It'll still be on the page on Facebook. We're also gonna break it up into individual videos. So y'all can go back, coach, and do this over the next couple days. Those are my plays, man. This is Brothers and Bets. I appreciate y'all tuning in on this late night. Unless you're on the West Coast, it's still early for you guys out there.
Time to go out.
Time to go out. There you go. Plus, I'll give out your social media, man, real quick.
Yeah. So you can catch me at Flat Top VIP. So FLAT_TOP VIP. If you need to connect out in Vegas, trying to go out and party after all this money you're winning, on sports betting, I got you taken care of.
Y'all ever in Vegas, man, hit my boy Flat Top up. He gonna get you in all the clubs and pool parties or whatever you into. Get you into some midget strip clubs if that's what you like to do. Whatever you got, Flat Top to find, man. Just go to Vegas and hit my guy up. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, good luck, people, on the gambling tip, man. Saturday, as always, y'all know what the plan is. Let's be Vegas. And we out this mother.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems.